Hello and welcome to our channel, Kenna's Kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking a cheap chicken Alfredo meal for under $5 a plate. The receipts will be shown at the end of the video, so make sure you watch the whole episode. These are some of the things you will need. Let's get started on this delicious meal.
First, we are going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure you wash your hands before you cook with hot water and soap.
Take all 4 of your garlic and peel the papery cover off of them. And then you're going to want to take a knife and chop the top off of them, exposing all of the garlic cloves. Once you finish cutting all of them, you're going to want to put a little bit of olive oil on top of each and rub it in with your fingers, and follow it up with some sea salt.
Put the garlic cloves in a muffin tin and cover each one with aluminum foil. Put it in the middle rack of the 400-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes.
You're going to want to take the chicken breast and lay it on a cutting board, trim some of the fat and butterfly it into 2 halves. Season with salt and pepper to taste and set aside. While the garlic is in the oven, start 4 quarts of water on the stovetop on high. Once it's boiling, add a few tablespoons of salt. Turn the heat down a little and add the pasta. Follow the directions on the pasta box for how long to cook. Take a piece of pasta out with the pasta spoon to see if it's done. Once the pasta is cooked, you want to strain all the water out, and then you want to run it under cold water to stop it from cooking. Once it's cooled down, you can add a splash of oil to the pasta to keep it from sticking together. Mix it up with your hands to coat the pasta with oil.
After 30 or 40 minutes, pull the garlic out of the oven and check them. You are looking for the cloves starting to turn slightly brown. Set them aside for a while to cool before the next step.
Once the garlic's cooled, find something to pull the garlic out of the bowl. Split them into 2 different bowls and add 4 tablespoons of butter to one of them.
Heat the bowl up with butter till it's almost melted, like 10 to 15 seconds in the microwave. Then mash both of the bowls up with a fork.
Cut the bread in half, and then use a spoon to scoop the garlic butter onto the bread halves and spread with either the spoon or a brush to cover the entire surface.
Place the garlic bread onto a baking sheet covered with aluminum foil. Place the garlic bread into the 400-degree oven for about 10 minutes. Put a pan on medium-high heat. Once it has heated up, add a couple tablespoons of oil to it. Add both chicken breasts to the pan and flip every few minutes until both sides are nicely browned. Then take them off and set aside for at least 5 minutes before slicing or cutting into cubes.
Now it's time to make the sauce. You're going to want to put the pan back on medium-high heat, add a tablespoon of butter to the pan, and the second half of the smashed roasted garlic. Let the butter melt and stir the butter and garlic together. Let it heat in the pan for a little before adding the heavy cream. Add the whole half pint of heavy cream and season with salt and pepper, stirring occasionally and let it come to a boil, then pull off the heat. Now you want to put in about a small handful of cheese and whisk till it's smooth. Fresh shredded cheese from a block melts better, but pre-shredded works also. It just takes a little longer to come together. If you need to, without letting it boil, keep taking it on and off the heat, stirring until the sauce is the consistency of thick pasta sauce. If you need to add a little more cheese, add a little at a time and stir it in completely. If it gets too thick, you can fix it by adding more heavy cream to the sauce and it will become loose again. So maybe you can buy a pint of heavy cream instead, just in case. It's up to you. Once the sauce is finished, set aside off the heat until the next step.
After 10 minutes, the garlic bread edges should be browned. Pull the pan out of the oven. Change the oven to broil and grab the extra cheese. Sprinkle the cheese onto the garlic bread. If you don't want cheese on the bread, skip the broil step. If you added cheese, stick it back into the oven and broil on the lower rack for 1 to 3 minutes. Turn the oven light on and watch to make sure it doesn't burn. Then take it out and let it cool slightly before slicing it. Slice the garlic bread into however many slices you want. We did 5 pieces each side for ours, then set it aside.
Now it's time to bring it all together. Take the pasta and put it in the sauce. Stir it together and evenly coat all the pasta. Then add the chicken and stir it in well. And for the blooper reel, don't do what I did and stir a few pieces of the chicken out of the pan. Keep all that delicious chicken in the pan. Stir carefully. Once it's all combined, put it back on medium-high heat to warm the chicken and pasta back up. Stir it to make sure it doesn't burn and turn the heat off and get ready to plate it up.
Divide the pasta onto 2 plates, then place the garlic bread slices onto the plate with it. Grind a little more black pepper over the pasta and sprinkle some cheese onto it. There's only one more thing to do now. Grab a fork and eat it. Thumbs up and subscribe. Comment and tell us what you think. Thanks for watching Kenna's Kitchen. Enjoy!